So today I will be reviewing the Catit Play Treat puzzle. This was about $25 and it includes 6 different activities. We got this at our local pet store, and we got this because we took Hallie to the vet and confirmed that she is in fact overweight. We read that these puzzle toys can be really good to help her work for her food, and so we were really excited to try it out, and we've been using this for about 2 months now. There was no setup for this, so we just took it out of the box and you can start using it right away. That part was really great, super easy. We started by putting 1 meal's worth of food in the food puzzle. Hallie and Huxley were both immediately really curious about it, which was really great, and Hallie immediately started to eat out of it. But as you can see, there are certain parts of the food puzzle that is accessible without her having to move much, so she really didn't have to work much for it. I've seen and read that some cats have a problem with eating too quickly, so the classic scarfing and barfing, but Hallie doesn't really have that problem, so this didn't seem too useful. We then thought of trying to switch it up and only putting treats into the food puzzle to incentivize her a little bit more and to get her to work for her treats, but she really didn't even try. Huxley, on the other hand, very quickly figured out how some of the puzzle sections worked, and he really enjoys scooping treats out of the puzzle toy. It was a fun little way of adding some entertainment for him, and I think the reason why this also didn't work on Hallie is because we fed her treats anyway. So she was so slow to warm to us and isn't even fully comfortable yet. This past month, she started to play with us a lot more, and so to reward and encourage that behavior, we give her treats after playing with her, which happens at least once or twice a day, so I don't think she feels the need to do the extra work for the treats. I will also add that we shortly after adopted Hera, so we didn't want to put out too much of the food that she didn't eat because she's still a kitten and she needs kitten food, so we haven't really been doing it much at all. It was really interesting to see over the course of the past 2-ish months how Huxley, Hallie, and Hera have evolved in their interaction with this food puzzle. Huxley has definitely grown to love it more, and I think he gravitates towards certain sections, so he's very used to me putting like a dry treat into the puzzle toy, and lately his nose has been getting a little bit better, so he can smell better, and so he likes the dry treats more, and he knows like exactly what to do when I put it in certain sections. But there are some sections of the food puzzle that he still hasn't quite figured out yet, or finds it a little bit more annoying, and so he kind of just like gives up after a while, but he does still like interact with it almost every day. Hera, on the other hand, interacts with it much differently than Huxley, so she really only interacts with one section of the food puzzle, which is the center section, and she enjoys kind of scooping kitten food out of that middle section and then eating it, but she doesn't really interact with the other sections as much. And it's not like the only place where we feed them, because we feed, especially Huxley and Hera, primarily wet food. One thing that I will add though is that I did notice that after a couple of days of using it, and continuously throughout the couple of months that we've been using it, that cat hair tends to stick to the food puzzle, so it gets a little bit gross. You just see a bunch of like floating cat hairs all over the place, and like little bits of like dry food crummies that have stuck to the toy, or not stuck, but like just have been left behind in the food puzzle. And because it's like a one-piece food puzzle and you can't really tear it apart, the only way that I could really clean it is by taking it into the bathtub and rinsing it in the tub. And that's not like the worst thing, but it is like a bit inconvenient because the cat hair does build up after like 2 or 3 days. So overall, I really like this food puzzle. I don't think it was very effective for Hallie in particular. I don't think it helped her lose weight at all, and she barely interacts with it, but it is really fun for Huxley and Hera, and it's kind of like an added form of stimulation and like an added toy for them. So in that sense, it was good, but I would not recommend it for multi-cat households where the cats in your house like need to eat different types of food, and I would not recommend it for anyone who has like scaredy cats who you're trying to interact with very frequently and trying to like reinforce positive behaviors by giving them like treats or food separate from the food puzzle. So I hope that was a helpful review, and thanks for watching.